The button has been pushed. Hello and welcome. Well, goddamn, boys. I don't know if you were paying attention, but if you go check out What's the Reason for This Session 3, you will see the 65 North Pickers burn that motherfucker right down. God damn, you can't keep making jokes about the name. But yes, 65 North Pickers, all the way from Richmond, Kentucky. They were our guests, our buddy, our FOP. It's not WAP on here, it's the FOP. It's the Friends of the Podcast. Jack Demergent of Red Daisy Sporting Club hooked us up, connected us with the boys. He's actually out there. You guys are going to see Billy in Lexington, right?
Yep. Yeah, we're excited, man.
Yeah, that's fucking awesome. So this is the 65 North Pickers. If you guys do not know who they are, go check them out. First off, I say it all the time, but they're flamethrowers, right? These kids can pick. They are kids, but the future of Bluegrass is in good hands. This is the 65 North Pickers. Boys, how are you doing tonight?
Good. Really good. This is exciting. This is just cool to see, like, we've been talking so much about milestones lately. Like, we've come a long way in such a short amount of time, and it's been really exciting to see. So we appreciate.
Yeah, you guys have only been a band since what, 2022 or so?
Well, we've only been a band since
this year.
About
this
6
year.
months.
Okay.
Yeah. Well, him and I started this like 3-ish years ago, around like November.
Who is him? And that's Jake, the mandolin player. Who is him?
This is Nate Farmer, our banjo
I'm
player.
Nate. Yeah.
Yes, I'm Quentin.
He's a Bears fan.
Yeah, we established that. Nate said some stupid shit before the podcast, so we're not going to talk to him very much today. But we'll let his friends talk to him. But otherwise, I'm going to put his ass in the corner. No, I'm kidding, buddy. Bro, listen. As much as I want to make fun of fucking Nate for being a Bears fan, he makes it all up with how he fucking rips that banjo. Okay, so I'll let it slide this time. But so who was it? Was it Jake and Nate that started and then Quentin joined, or how was the development of the band?
Yeah, so me and Jake, we started the band back in 2022. And then we started looking for like a band name, and I was kind of just starting to play music at the time. I started playing music my senior year of high school. And
what was that, like 2 fucking years ago, Nate? Jesus Christ.
Almost 4 now, I know.
Okay, so yes, you guys are fucking young. And so you're telling me you've only been playing that banjo for 4 fucking years?
I've been playing banjo for just over a year now.
Bro. Get the fuck out of here. Okay, so what were you playing before you got into the banjo?
So, honestly, I started playing guitar. So I was a football player in high school and middle school and whatever, and I wanted to go to college and play football. And I wound up wrecking my ankle my junior year of high school, which was the COVID year, so it was all a weird schedule we had to play.
Because he ran into a motherfucker like me.
Yeah, well, yeah.
No, I'm kidding. What'd you play?
So I started playing guitar then. That's like the.
No, but what position did you play in football?
Oh, in football I played middle linebacker and fullback.
Oh my God! All right, yeah, no, that would have been fun. So then you fucked up your ankle. You picked up a guitar.
Yes.
Was somebody in your family? What was the passion? Where'd the music come from? What made you want to go into music?
So, my grandmother played whenever she was younger. She played guitar and banjo actually, but in her later years she wound up getting arthritis in her hand and couldn't play as much anymore. So my uncle started playing a little bit and he started messing around with it. And my little brother started playing.
That's wild. So you left Illinois because it's a terrible state, and you went to Kentucky. I'm sorry. I won't stop. But fuck the Bears. But so you moved to East Kentucky. What did you go to school for, and how did you find Jake?
So I'm going to school for fire arson investigation, which is a very.
Man, that is specific. That is not. I would not have expected that answer. I didn't even know that was something. That makes sense though. Yeah.
Yeah. So yeah.
How the fuck does it make sense? So wait, fire arson. So you would be investigating when fires happen, how they started?
Yeah. So it's like that, and then like when buildings are being built, like inspecting them and make sure like all the fire layout is good and all sort of stuff like that. Yeah. So.
shit that we had no fucking clue. Okay. So then you're playing on your own as a hobby. How'd you find Jake?
So, completely randomly, me and Jake, when we grew up, we lived about 45 minutes away from each other in Illinois and just never knew each other. Never met. My cousin went to his high school, but we just had never known each other. And then when we were going to college, I obviously picked Eastern Kentucky University, and so did Jake. And we were doing the roommate selection stuff. We wound up meeting through that completely randomly, didn't know each other, anything about each other. And we both put in our bio, like, I like music and partying, or something like that. So it just worked out perfectly.
And then Eastern Kentucky University was the Cupid that put you two together.
Correct, yeah. So we were just random kind of freshman year dorm mates.
Oh, fuck. So you're set free, and now you find the two of you. So, Jake, you sneaky devil, you. I didn't know you were also a fib. God damn it, you guys. First off, I just want to say the reason that I hate Bears fans so much is because of this fucking hat, you guys are always the loudest motherfuckers out there, okay? And that's why I'm giving Nate so much shit, because we were just having a nice conversation.
Your
and he's
dulcet
like,
tones are what they're drowning out, really? Is that we're going to say, oh, you guys are so loud? Like, that's a bit Cody's over here.
yeah, they're the loudest ones, okay? They did it first.
Okay.
Yeah, fuck off. So Jake, did you? I swear to God, if you tell me you just picked up 3 or 4 years ago too, I'm gonna die. When did you start playing?
So, I'm originally a guitar player. I started playing guitar probably when I was around like 5 or 6. Just like
Okay.
Yeah, I had a nylon stringed classical guitar, and then I eventually got not bored of it, but I wanted to like learn something new just to like see what I could do. And I walked into a music store, and there was this guy sitting on an amp. It's literally weird. It's kind of like the Bob Weir, Jerry Garcia story, where I walked in this music store, and there was this guy sitting on this amp playing a mandolin. And I was like, man, I want to learn that. So I walked up to him, and when I first started talking to him, he wasn't really interested in me until I said like, hey, I want to like see how to play that. And I didn't know, but he was a teacher at this music store. And so his name's Sean Scheel. He's from a band called Miles Over Mountains out of Illinois, and he taught me everything I know on mandolin. I've been playing mandolin for almost 8 or 9 years now. Yeah, around that. So I owe a lot to him. He made a lot of stuff click for me to where I was just like, yeah, this is going to be my predominant instrument.
That's awesome, man. But so starting at 5 or 6, did your family or who influenced you to pick it up originally?
Well, so I come from like a family of like athletes and gym freaks, but like it's a very musical family. Like my whole family is like, that's like our language, like how we all connect is through music. And I got this guitar when I was a kid because I didn't really practice or anything. Like I just didn't think I would do it because all my siblings were athletes. And
what kind of stuff was being played in your house or in the car when you guys are going to places?
Well, Beatles, Sundays. I mean, my whole family are heads. We're big Deadheads. I'm a Deadhead myself. Zeppelin, Hendrix, anything like that you can name it. It wasn't a lot of bluegrass when I was growing up. I found that later in life. Yeah, they got me in a guitar, and I never practiced. And then I was like, I want to be like my siblings. They're these star athletes, these gym freaks. They're good at what they do. I just didn't want to like disappoint my parents. And then I told my parents that, and they're like, what? Play music if you want to. And so
those are great fucking parents right there.
yeah, I ended up doing that, and because of my music, they say it's the best decision I've ever made, because like they have a travel trailer, and they like his parents too. They'll travel anywhere to come see us and camp out, and like so they'll plan campsites around our summer tour and stuff, and so that's a lot of fun, and a lot of memories have been made that way. But I got really, really deep into the Grateful Dead, and one of my first bands was a Dead cover band. And I wanted to be the next Jerry Garcia because, like, I just thought that dude was it all. And he is. He's amazing. But my dad looked at me and he's just like, there's a million Jerry Garcias out there. We were just at this festival, and I saw this band. I mean, this was probably back in like 2013, maybe. He's like, I saw this band called Green Sky Bluegrass, and I feel like this
Hoffman.
is going to be really big. And so I was just like, no, Dad, I don't think so. I'm going to keep doing this. He's like, okay. And he like let me breathe on it for a little bit. And then that band ended up kind of just like simmering out. And that's when I was just like, you know what, I want to start getting more into this bluegrass stuff and wanting to learn a mandolin. And then I found bands like, like Yonder Mountain String Band, like Green Sky Bluegrass. I didn't know really anything about like Billy Strings or anything because he was still relatively small at that time. But I was predominantly listening to Green Sky Bluegrass and Yonder Mountain String Band. And just playing with the local bluegrass bands of Illinois, like I'm not going to name any of the bars because I want them to get in trouble, but when I was like 14,
Yes.
high school and everything, I was playing these open mics in these bars and hanging out with all these bands, and they would like kind of take me under their wing and throw me up on stage in front of people when I was so young. And so I've been playing music for a while, and in front of people, and I sucked at mandolin then, but like Sean Shield, the dude taught me everything, gave me a saying, it's time to break eggs to make an omelet, and so that's how I go out on the stage, and that's how I fell in love with bluegrass,
No, for sure, man. But you are a ripper now, and we're gonna come back to that. But I need to talk to the man on the end of that flat picker over there, Mr. Quentin Miller, bro.
Sir.
Where the fuck did you come from, bud?
I'm from Arlington, Kentucky. So if you know where Frankfort is, it's like 30
Sure do.
Frankfort.
Yep.
So yeah, it was a smaller town, and I've played music since I was itty bitty. Like I played piano when I was really young. I was really good for a while actually, and I actually can still play pretty well.
Yeah.
But I don't know. I saw the first song I ever learned on guitar was "Paradise City" by Guns N' Roses because
Oh, Jesus
I thought
Christ!
Slash was the coolest person who ever.
He
lived
still
and
does.
breathed.
He still does.
I thought that my entire, like all growing up. So I played all that stuff, like all the GNR stuff, like Slash the Snake Pit and Velvet Revolver and all the projects he did. And as I got older and got into high school, I got into more independent music and more rock and roll. I listened to a lot of rock and roll as a kid. So like a lot of Hendrix. I listened to a little bit of The Dead. I listened to a lot of Stevie. I listened to a whole lot of Stevie Ray Vaughan. I love him. And a lot of older blues guys like Howlin' Wolf and John Lee Hooker and like all those guys. So I very bluesy and rock and roll kind of foundation with music, and found bluegrass a couple years ago, and saw Billy and Lex last year, and that's kind of what made it cool.
Started this all off. So, because you guys have been together as a trio, so Nate and Jake, you guys met freshman year through Eastern Kentucky University. You guys had a band that you guys put together for a little bit, and then so recently you just picked up Quentin, or how did that kind of go?
Well, so about what, 7 months ago?
Yeah.
About 6 or 7 months ago. Yeah.
Okay. So I met this guy about a year ago, Jack.
Who is that guy?
Jack. I met him about
Jack from?
a year ago from
Red Daisy Sporting Club.
Sporting Club. I met him
Sweet
about a year
plug.
ago on Instagram. Right now is the first time I'm actually meeting him in person. It's been a long time. I've waited for this for a long time, so I'm super excited for everything. But I don't know. I've had so much change because I was struggling for a while. I called him. I called him the week before I met them and was like, dude, I cannot find anybody to play music with. It's just every jam I go in and sit in on, or every open mic I go to, I feel like everybody else is playing catch up to what I'm doing, and I finally, like,
You didn't want to hold their hand. You wanted to find something that was making you better and challenging you.
yeah, I didn't, there's nothing challenging me at all. So I asked them to, like, advertise for bandmates, and they ended up liking my post. And I looked at the band page, and I texted the band about Jake initially. And then ended up talking to him a lot, and we set up a jam at a little gig I had in Oakley, Ohio. And we picked for hours. Like, I clicked with them immediately. We picked for probably 4
I'm
hours.
here. The longer we do the show, the more I'm hearing these stories of what I'm starting to think of as love at first pick.
Like,
That's always this like, man, we just met, it just clicked.
Like,
I'm like,
I heard his tone, and I knew
man,
he was the one.
I knew it. Yeah, and I fucking love hearing that
no,
because
it's
you know.
weird, though. It's like everything happened at the right. I think about it all the time. Everything happened at the exact time it needed to happen.
Well, and that's what's crazy, right? Is like energy attracts. So when you guys met each other, do you remember like the first thing that you started playing or picking? Or was there some riff that you're like, fuck, oh, wow, this sounds good? Because I'm sure like when you're just picking, like we've been around a lot of campfires or sites or free picks or whatever it is, right? And you can see some people step on each other's toes. So how was it like that first session that you guys were doing?
So it's funny you say session because the first session we did was at Sessions Vinyl.
Oh, shit.
Yeah.
But for me personally, the song that I was kind of like, this kid's the real deal. We were playing an original song that he wrote called Greenlights, funny enough.
Yeah, oh my God.
And he was like, we were just sitting there talking. We'd never played each other's music. We didn't know how each other played or nothing. He was like, I want to show you guys a song that I do called Greenlights, just follow me. And we played the song, and this song just blew my mind. And I was like, and even back then, I didn't even play banjo. I was a rhythm guitar player back then when we first met. And still, I was like, this song just shocked me, and I never heard nothing like it. And everybody who's listening or whatever, you guys will hear it when it comes out this summer. But
It's good.
it really, that was a song for me personally that really, I was like, this is really cool.
That's awesome. And so what is the song about? Who wrote it, Jake?
So
Or was it Quentin?
I wrote it, and it was something that I wrote when I was getting ready to graduate, and I was thinking about just goals and things that I have in life and values that I have, and just I don't know how some things may not work out the way that I want them to, and just finding contentment and all that. So, like, say the music thing doesn't work out, I can still find some sort of contentment about that, and it was me just sort of expressing my thoughts on that.
That's dope. And
Like, it was weird kind of transition. Like, I just moved into the house here, and so I have a lot of weird thoughts that are cool to elaborate on, which helps for songs. Right now.
well, so now you guys are all in one house together,
Yeah,
right?
they're picking constantly.
Which is I'm sure amazing, but also like.
I love that. That's classic. That's fucking.
But let's be real, Shay. I would fucking choke you out if we had to live with each other, and I'm sure you'd want to fucking kill me. So like, how has that been going? Because like, as a band,
First of
you
all,
guys-
I would like public disclaimer. I am a fucking delight. And anything he's throwing out there is fucking slander. I don't want to hear it. Yeah, but all right.
listen,
but anyway,
everyone
continue.
knows this, and they already say it on the internet.
Everyone
I
says
am a
I'm
fucking
delightful.
asshole. I'm
That's-
good with it. I'm
sure.
good with it.
Everybody
I'll be
needs
the
a little
dick.
vitamin S. It's fine. Anyway.
But so how is that dynamic going? Because like as a band, you guys have to like cohesively like come together, but then like living and roommates, that's a whole nother fucking dynamic too. And then you guys are also fucking touring, so you literally do not spend much time away from each other, right?
Oh, wow. And we work at the same place.
Yeah, we all work at the same
We
construction
work
company.
for the same construction company. We're with each other 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. It's insane.
That's fucking awesome. So how long have you guys been in the house?
I've been in the house for like 2 weeks.
No.
Oh, so you literally just got there.
He's been here longer.
Like a month.
Yeah.
No, I haven't.
They're like, okay, so who has he been eating your food? Like, we all know those fucking roommate stories.
I haven't eaten my food. I got a bunch of food from graduation. Like
This is your opportunity for a public airing of grievances, guys. Like, this is it.
Yeah, I cook and then everybody eats whatever I cook.
Yeah. Then
Oh, nice.
There.
Oh, fuck. I knew you were a good guy, buddy. I knew it. But so how has it been going? Because, like, what I loved is in the sessions you guys had played, I'm sorry, I don't remember the name of the instrumental, but you're like, hey, we like this heavy sound and we wanted to play a rock song with a mandolin, right? So, like, where has your guys' foundation come? Because obviously it didn't all start with bluegrass, right? And now you're learning this. It still blows my fucking mind that you picked up the banjo a goddamn year ago, and I hate you for that because holy shit. I can only imagine where you're going to be in like 2 or 3 years. So fuck the Bears, but you're awesome. But for like, because you guys do some sick covers. Like Shay and I, obviously, we named this song after Billy String's Wargasm. He's a huge metal dude, so he loves Nutshell. I listened to your guys' Nutshell from that show just recently at Indiana. How has it been integrating some of these non-traditional inspirations and musics into what you guys are doing?
So I think one of the coolest things that we bring as a band is our variety of influence.
Diversity.
He's a huge jam band nerd. He's also a huge metal nerd, but he knows everything about a lot of the greatest jam bands.
Oh, I knew he was a deadhead. I knew he was a deadhead when I heard him rip Franklin's Tower. And I was like, fuck yes.
I'm gonna need to know at some point what the favorite metal band is.
I don't know. I'm a huge Slash guy, so he's my favorite metal guitar player of all time. But I listen to more of, especially as I got older, like newer rock and roll music, like independent stuff. So like I listen to a lot of Title Fight and like Modest Mouse. I love Modest Mouse. Modest Mouse is one of my favorite bands of all time.
I think for me, like,
music like
I
that.
showed him a lot. Like, I'm a huge System of a Down guy. I showed him a lot of that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
One of my biggest regrets was not getting. I had free tickets to Ozfest when System of a Down, like right after I think it was Toxicity came out, and they were playing somewhere around there, and I just couldn't make it happen.
Prime years.
And I'm still pissed about it.
Yeah.
Have you boys listened to any like Murdergrass or like the heavy metal bluegrass?
Yeah. Oh man, like forever ago, like almost like 6 years ago, I was at this festival and there was this band. It was my first time ever hearing this kind of like bluegrass being played. Their band was called Carrie Nation and the Speakeasy.
Nice.
And I remember I was standing next to Sean, the mandolin player, and I was like, "What is this stuff?" He was like, "This is called thrash grass." And I was just like,
Thrash
How
grass.
have I not heard that term before? I'm gonna do some digging.
Sound. I thought that was so cool.
It's just a cool sound that we get to bring because I joined a band that also liked that music. I skateboarded all the time growing up, so I listened to a lot of like skateboarder music and stuff like that. And to meet other people who played the same genre of music as me, but also listened to the weird stuff I also listened to, it was awesome. This is the biggest blessing I've ever gotten. This is perfect.
Yeah, there's definitely a lot of diversity because like we all do come from different backgrounds, and so like we'll just be sitting there, like usually picking, and then like one of us will just start scrolling through one of our playlists, like, oh, we should cover this, and we'll write a list of songs that we need to do, pick 3 of them that we like, and then we'll learn those, forget about the rest of them, and then we'll find that list again, be like, oh, dude, we should learn these songs, and then we pick 3.
I'm just gonna throw one out there. If you're feeling bored one day, the thing I've been chasing is a really good string band arrangement of Duality by Slipknot.
Dude, oh my god.
I fucking sent Cody earlier. Someone used AI to do Dolly Parton fucking singing Duality, and honestly, it slaps.
It slaps.
It
Yeah,
slaps.
it was so fucking good.
I'm just hey, listen, just throwing it out there. I've been listening to a lot of Slipknot lately, so it's on my mind. But yeah.
And see, what's funny is I'm the polar opposite. So coming from the islands, I love bluegrass bands that do reggae renditions.
Yeah, we do
Yeah.
that. We do get down with
We
that.
do. We
Dude, and so that's what I'm saying, like, because there's like the chopping, right? And so that's what I wanted to talk to you. So, like, Nate, as a banjo player that again has only been playing for over a year, who were you looking to, and who did you try to like emulate, or what kind of styles as a picker? Because, like, bro, you're so cold blooded. Even in your Instagram videos, you're just like firing away, and it's like nothing could be happening, and it's just wild to see. So, like, is there somebody that you were watching, or did that come naturally? Was it the same thing from like rhythm guitar and just finding that place, or what is it? Where are you going in your head?
So, a lot of it does come from playing the rhythm guitar for Jake for so long, and when we had other members playing rhythm guitar for them, where just being able to find the pocket, and I can hear when I feel the pocket and when I feel when we're jamming where the music's supposed to be and where it fits. I think I have a really good ability to hear that. But as of right now, as a banjo player, one of the guys that I really listen to a lot and try to emulate kind of my style and take some of the uniqueness is Torrin Daniels from the Kitchen
The
Dwellers.
Dwellers.
I had a feeling, yeah.
Where he plays a very unique style of banjo, and there's a thing called single string banjo, which when I first picked the banjo up, that was foreign to me. I learned Scruggs and J.D. Crowe and the typical licks who every banjo player that first picks up the banjo, that's what you're going to learn. And obviously I learned the same things. I learned how to do the three-finger style. And I would listen to Kitchen Dweller songs and just sit there and have no idea what to do or how to emulate what Torrin was doing. And it was completely foreign to me. And I would sit there and try to figure it out for hours.
Were you doing it by ear, or were you trying to like watch live videos, or how were you doing that?
Yeah, so it was a mix of both. So, learning by ear is something I've had to just do since I've known Jake and Quentin too, because they have such a fantastic ear for it, and where they've been playing so much longer than I have. I haven't really had a choice but to be able to pick an ear up really quickly. So learning by ear is something I've had to grow accustomed to. But so about, I want to say like 4 months ago, I got my new banjo, which is it's a Gold Tone Orange Blossom 150, and I was going to put a pickup in it so I could play it acoustically, which was crazy that was only about 4 months ago, because it's probably the first time I'd ever played like live playing banjo with a band. But I got my pickup installed, and the guy, his name is Danny Barnes, who installed my pickup for me, and he's been playing banjo and mandolin and guitar and everything his whole life. He grew up here in Kentucky, went to this high school that's right in town, like he's been playing forever, and just a hometown guy, just real fantastic human being.
And so have you just been learning from picking and just trial by error, or are you taking lessons, or how are you doing that?
So when I first started off, I was taking some lessons from the same guy, Danny Barnes.
Okay.
And honestly, the reason why I was playing lessons is because I got thrown into the spot where I had to play banjo for the Bluegrass ensemble at our college. So in East Kentucky, we have a Bluegrass ensemble. Danny Barnes was the old banjo player there, and he was ready to be done. And I had bought a cheap banjo, just trying to mess around and figure out how to play a little bit on it.
And he was already teaching you?
No, so he wasn't yet.
Oh, wow.
I told my Bluegrass instructor, Pam Perry, who
The best.
she's a mandolin player and she's played in a million bands, and she is absolutely fantastic and one of the best teachers, and she's amazing. And if you guys get a chance to ever listen to Wild Rose or the new Coon Creek Girls, she is incredible.
Yeah.
And still is.
Very intimidating.
So Danny was the old banjo player for the Bluegrass ensemble, and he was doing it to fill in. Obviously, he's not a college student anymore. So I told Pam and Danny that I was interested in playing banjo. And kind of when I said that, they were like, all right, then it's you. You're next.
First seat, let's go. Get him out there.
Yeah, so I didn't have as much, I felt like I didn't have as much of a choice. It's like, well, I got to learn it now. So Danny helped me a lot of the beginning stages when I was trying to learn songs and learn how to hear songs and learn some licks and stuff like that, like just the beginning stages of stuff.
So then let's talk about you guys writing this new album. And then, so where did you record it? Was it just recently? Was Quentin there with you?
At the Tone Shop in Northside, Ohio. It was a buddy of mine, Aaron Madrigal. He owns a studio. He went and came and saw us when we played for the first time together at sessions. I remember talking to him after, and he was like, yeah, you guys are awesome. I'd love to have you out at the studio, free of charge. We'll just have you guys come out there and track a couple of songs. And I was like, absolutely. So we got on it pretty quick after that. We went up there, visited him, did a couple what I consider now as demos. They were a lot more like demos. But we were excited about it. And it's a really nice studio. It's awesome. And him and all of his buddies took really good care of us. And that was really cool to do. So we went back just a couple weeks ago to do the final tracks. And we got in there and got them all.
Yeah.
Got them all done in there. So they're ready. They're getting mixed and mastered right now. And we'll have that out. Again, Greenlights.
Yeah, so you have the Greenlights EP, and you obviously have the tour. So have you guys, who's been helping with you? We talk to all these bands all the time, right? And they're like, man, I changed my name to this, and then I would call all these places and set up these events or do this stuff. So how has it been? Who's been helping you guys? Have you been doing it on your own? What has it been like getting these spots?
That's the guy that's been helping us.
So we had an agent for like a week, and then we lost it. Just due to our own fuck up. But for the 3 years that we've been running, I've been doing all the bookings. I've been, the highs and the lows of being an agent, what I could imagine an agent's job is like. I do really surface level stuff, enough to put together a tour, and then forever, I like to delegate jobs to everybody, and he's always been the driver and the merch guy. I've always been the booking agent and social media, but now he's in charge of social media, so now I just do all the business side, the money talk, and make sure that we get in front of the right people and fill some seats up. But again, like I said, we're looking for bass players. We're looking for an agent too. If there's anyone looking to,
Well, we'll definitely get you in front of some folks. And there's obviously, you guys aren't too far from Nashville, and that's where you're going to need to get yourselves eventually. And you definitely will get there just based on talent alone, right? What's great is that a lot of us, myself included, I learned about you not only through Jack, but through your social media posts, right? So let's talk a little bit about that, because we live in this world of instant gratification, right? And it's hard because young folk aren't like, oh yeah, Bluegrass fucking kicks ass, right? It's like, oh fuck, okay, you kind of stumble into these things. Now it's cool because you have Billy Strings, who's completely blown this scene upside down on its head. For us, when we were growing up, it was String Cheese Incident and Yonder Mountain String Band and some of these things. But even then, it was not nearly as popular as it is now. And with the power of social media, you guys can get in front of a lot of people. So how has that been for you guys creating content? And like I said, you go out and you get in front of these fences and you just rip.
Yeah. It is a different battle that we are fighting now than people fought 40, 50 years ago. It's not like we don't go, we tour a lot, but the biggest thing that is growing us right now is our social media, because any other
That's
time,
how it works for everybody.
we'll just go play a million different states.
But it's hard now because now we have to be besides just being musicians and our own designated jobs we have within the band, we have to all be marketing people too. We have to come
And content creators, right?
content creators to
Every single day.
like attach the there has to be like a hook or like a punch to the beginning of a song to make people want to listen, or certain things to be designed a certain way, or certain people that you collab with to like push you out there. That I feel like, you know, like once you feel
It's wild, right? And there's like no book and there's no school. Like, you guys can go and you can get trained musically, right? And you can play the hottest shit, but for some reason, if you don't have a good social media presence, it doesn't matter how great of a musician you are. And we talked about this time and time again, even with bands that are like super established and like that journey. So for you guys, like, how has it been? Like, obviously you can just lean on your music talent, but that's not, you can't just do that over and over and over again, right?
No, and it's not ever gonna come easy. Like, one thing that I've always struggled with is because, like, I just feel something in the air around the band, and I just know for a fact that we're gonna be one of those names someday. But he always told me if it was easy, everybody would do it, you know. And so we're going through those trials and, you know, all the errors and highs and lows of doing this stuff. And I'm just happy that I have two optimistic people, because sometimes I may be the negative Nancy of the group, and I'm like, man, this is never going to work.
I identify with
we're
that.
going to be there. And then they're like, dude, we just played the best show. And even like, we were just playing in Indiana just this last weekend, and at the high of the night, we were probably playing like a 150 level capacity venue, and about 60 people bought tickets to see us. And I think that's just such a crazy number that we were able to get in a state that none of us are from.
You have no presence from. Yeah, for sure.
Only know us solely based on our music, and people were coming up to us saying the nicest things, like we made their Father's Day weekend, that they've been waiting for us, that talent like this doesn't come through that kind of like area. And I was just like, man, well, that's really cool really cool to hear.
Well,
I
and
think
it's
first of all, I just want to say this. I just realized I didn't call my dad on Father's Day. I'm a huge piece of shit. So we're going to have to deal with that later. I'll call him tomorrow. But I just, sorry. But I, you know, you're talking about doing this and playing the gigs and just doing it. And I just don't think people realize what a grind it is, you know?
Yeah.
I mean, just slamming out venue after venue after venue. And then you're creating content in between. And, you know,
sometimes
it
you
makes me tired when I talk to bands like you or you know, friends in bands. They're just like, oh, this is my schedule. And I'm like, Jesus fucking Christ.
Yeah, but you got to look like, I mean, even bands like Green Sky that they say was an inspiration for them. I remember them seeing them play at a venue in Minnesota with maybe 25 people in the room, right?
Yeah. I
so
mean,
like,
every band's the you know, everybody starts there, you know.
And it's hard, but you have to like stack and layer, and then you guys have to become road warriors, right? And like learning how to travel, learning how to book these gigs, learning how to line them up. So you're like, well, fuck, we're already a couple hours away. Well, why don't we just back to back a couple of these or whatever it is? For you acting as your booking agent right now, I know this is a hard world, right? Because like I've had independent venues on talking about how hard it is against the big corporate conglomerates, right? And how easy it is for them to book and things like that. So as a small independent venue, like what is it that you're looking for? Because maybe what we do is we help find people that then connect you, that they're like, hey, bro, I know this venue in my town. Now you guys need to talk to them. How's that going?
Well, actually, I think it's going pretty well, because we started our tour out in Charlotte, North Carolina, where our buddy Area 33 Designs is from. And after that show, him and a couple other people were telling us about this one smaller venue out in Boone, or Todd, North Carolina. Yeah, I think it's Todd, North Carolina. It's called Betsy's Barn. And people flooded their inbox. They hit us up and they're like, hey, would you guys like to play here? And we were like, yeah, sweet. And then so we're playing there next weekend. But it is cooler, you know, stepping out of like the bars. Like we still have some, like we call breweries like our money makers, because like it's always nice to have something to fall back on if you are say taking a pay cut to actually play a venue, but there's like ticket sales, and it's just the fact to say like, hey, we've played this venue, like that kind of stuff is starting to happen a little bit more, and with like influences from everybody around us trying to also push us into the right position. It's became a lot easier because we are like collaborating with a lot of people who have a bigger following or platform to where they can allow like some spotlight, like even like yourself, to be shed on bands like us or venues that are looking to...
Bro, it's all about exposure, right? And what I tell, like even talking to Jack, it's homies helping homies, right? And you guys may not see it, and you do because you're saying, hey, we're going to be there, but a lot of us see you guys and we're like, fuck, okay, these guys are legit. And then you hear how fucking early in the process you are, and to see how good you're already playing, it's amazing because the rocket ship that you will be on in your trajectory as you start going. Obviously, I love that Quentin is able to play some guitar to give that bass background. You do need a fucking bassist. So whoever is out there in the world, go find these fucking boys. We need to get them a bassist so that they can have a backbone to their band and you can join this journey. What I would ask you boys is, okay, yeah, we want a bassist, but you don't, because you're fucking having somebody join your family, right? So like, how does that process look like? How did you vet Quentin before you were like, okay, fuck, this dude plays, but like, then like bringing him into your house and be like, God damn it, all he does is fucking sit. Like, how do you go through that process?
Yeah, so the biggest thing was obviously Quentin's a young boy. It's his first time moving out of the house, like moving in with somebody. So, and obviously it's
Nate's only fucking 2 years older than him.
like 4.
Okay. Oh, sorry. Fuck.
Yeah,
Nate's unk.
I know.
Yeah, I know. Well, he's feeding you all, right? Like, he's just fucking... Dude, he's the watchtower in the storm.
And the chores and yada, yada, yada.
Oh, fuck, dude. Okay, hey, wait, here, I'll give you this one.
Airing of
Because
grievances. Let's
hold on,
go.
it worked really well for me. So all my roommates were pieces of shit, and I love them, and I'm still close friends with them now. But nobody did dishes because they're like, oh, bro, you're so good at it. So what I started doing was taking the dirty dishes, and I would put them in their beds. I would put it under their fucking bed, and I would leave it in their bed. I'd be like, motherfucker, you want to start leaving shit all over the fucking house? I'm going to leave it in your bed. And I had one buddy, Pat, that would literally just fucking shove it all onto the ground and then fucking curl up and sleep in his fucking bed. Fuck Pat. I love you, buddy. I just talked to him a couple days ago. But I know what that feels like, dude, and it fucking sucks sometimes. So both of you motherfuckers need to pick up, okay? And Quentin, goddammit, don't make me call your mom. But so what I want to talk about is like the next steps, right? So you have this live album coming out. Obviously, you guys are going to try to get a bassist. What's the projection? Where do you want to be in a year from now? What is it that you guys are aspiring to? How can we help you get to your goals?
Playing no bars next year.
Festivals and venues.
Yeah.
That makes sense. That makes a total sense.
I also want to say that we have a bassist floating with us right now named Tally Jones, and she lives out of North Carolina.
Tally plays bass.
And
Tally plays bass.
she is amazing.
I've seen
Is
some
she
videos,
sitting in with-
Yeah.
Is she the one that's been sitting in with you guys?
Yeah, flood her
Yes.
inbox. Tell her to join our band.
Oh, so Tally's playing hard to get.
Yes.
All right. Well, Tally, young lady, come on now. Well, now I got to talk to Tally and see what her problem is. We're gonna figure this out. You're like, come on, I'm a loudmouth. Let's make shit happen. Fuck you, other bassists. Tally, god damn it, we're making you join the band. You're voluntold. Let's go.
amazing.
For
Plays with different projects, and
Yeah, she's doing her thing.
she's fantastic, and we love obviously anytime she can come play with us, we love it, and we definitely sound better with the bass, and We know that
For sure, but that's where it's hard and you guys have this evolution, right? And that's where it's fun because like you guys are still young, you're still evolving. We have a hometown band here that we love called Magoo, and we love Paul the bassist. He was their original bassist, and they were great with him. But recently in January, they added this guy named Denton Turner, and it completely changed the trajectory of the band and just allowing them to go out and jam more because now instead of having to play the rhythm bass on the guitar, you actually have a fucking bassist, so that guitar player can fucking go off and come back home, right? And so it will be really exciting to see you guys as you evolve and grow. What I wanted to talk about was how you guys write songs together now that you're going to be in the house and you're saying, oh, hey, because I remember for the metal song, you're like, hey, I came with this, and then Nate and Quentin came on top and they added this and did this on top. Are you guys normally working from like the sound of a song and then injecting lyrics, or the opposite? Or is it kind of a mix of both?
It is.
We all have a different way of doing it. Like, for me, I usually find a lick I like, and then I'll write the chords to it, and then I'll write some lyrics, and then I'll bring it to him, like, help me finish this. Where he'll get lyrics in his head and be able to, like I know how I want this song to sound. Jake, make this song for me, and then he's a good mix of both processes.
So does it? And I'm always just curious about this when you talk to people that write music, because like I distinctly remember like trying to do that when I was younger, but nope, not a creative bone in my body. Fuck that. Is it one of those moments where like you'll be sitting there like, I don't know, washing the dishes or whatever, doing laundry, whatever, and then just a lyric pops in your head, or is that did they just shoot in there? Because like I've got friends that write songs, and usually where their lyrics come from is from something, someone will say something that catches their ear, and then they kind of turn that into.
I like to sit down and write lyrics. Like I'll be in like a waiting room somewhere, or like before I'd be sitting in school, probably supposed to be doing my work, and I wasn't. And I mean, I just like to sit and write lyrics and tell stories. And I think that's one of the most fun parts of music. Like I love playing guitar. It's my favorite thing ever. But I like it when songs tell good stories and when songs have good lyrics and do the song justice. Especially when they sound pretty, they deserve to, actually have some meaning behind them.
So now I got to ask you guys, what would be one of your favorite songs? Not from you, but that you're like, oh fuck, this is my shit.
Wow.
Well, I know my two off the rip of my head. So
let's go, Jake. What is it?
Palace.
Broke Down Palace?
Any version by the Dead. I think it's just the most beautiful, most perfectly written song ever in history, and I'll die on that hill. And then one that I've just been jamming that I think is just so beautiful is Appalachian Girl. I think that's by Pert Near Sandstone.
Pert Near Sandstone.
Mm-hmm.
That one, I just think, I'm like, man, I should have wrote that. That should have been something
What about you other boys?
I think mine are a little bit different. There's a song called Edit the Sad Parts by Modest Mouse.
Okay.
I love that song. I think that song's amazing. I think it's one of the best songs I've ever heard. There's a song Head in the Ceiling Fan, which has always been one of my favorite songs ever.
That's awesome.
And I think my favorite song, which is funny because it's also my favorite song to play, but my favorite song to actually hear would be Pretty Daughter. That is the coolest song I've ever heard.
It really is. That was one of the first things I saw when I pulled up your website, because I was like, all right, I don't really know any of your music, and I was like, well, they do a version of Pretty Daughter, so I need to check. That's the first thing I check out. It's kind of how when not to reduce it, but when I go to a restaurant that has a Reuben, I always try the Reuben and then judge the entire restaurant based off the Reuben. If I see you play Pretty Daughter, that's what I'm going to do, and it slaps. So, yeah, I love the vibe of that song because it's so pretty, and it's so fucking dark, and like, everybody's got their little spin on it, and it's just, anytime you hear those licks come up, it's like, fuck yes.
Yeah, and that lick just gets me excited. It just gets me going.
Yeah. For me, I think my favorite songs, one of the songs, I know you guys were talking earlier about like inspirations, and like back in the day I never listened to Bluegrass and anything like that, but my mom has always been the biggest Fleetwood Mac fan.
Yes.
And Landslide by Fleetwood Mac.
Landslide, I fucking knew it. That's great.
Ever. But
So have you learned to play? You guys talked about mom and dad fucking coming on trailers and going. Have you given mom the cover of Landslide yet?
Landslide's one of the first songs I learned on guitar.
Yeah, but have you boys played it at a show for her?
No, we need Tally plays bass to sing it for us.
Yeah.
Okay, all right. Now, all right. I love the bass. Now I need to know what that fucking song is that you would be embarrassed if somebody saw that you were fucking playing that on your fucking Spotify.
Oh, I have so many of those.
Oh, dude, I love them. They're my favorite.
We'd be embarrassed if someone heard us listening.
Or like something that would be very surprising. Be like, oh my god, you're fucking rocking out that. We're like, okay.
Ask me that. Let's find out.
Let's find out.
Let's
yes,
find out.
Quentin
Yeah.
found the phone. Let's fucking go.
Well, Quentin's looking for his. I wrote a song when I was graduating high school called "Slow Down,"
No, dude, that's so good.
and it's the most personal song I've ever written in my entire life.
So good.
And I've never played it live or anything. I really haven't showed many people. I've showed my parents and my family, and I've showed Jake, and I think I've showed Quentin too. But
Okay, so here's the portal that I need to get to. Why is it that you haven't wanted to share it? Because it is so personal?
it just has so much emotion behind it. For me, it's like I'm not a very I don't really go out and throw my emotions around and stuff like that. But that song, it's like I kind of just.
But isn't that what's so fucking cool about music, Nate? Is like being able to do that through playing and be able to kind of like transform yourself or step away or outside of it and like share that. And like, I feel now I'm just going to be fucking screaming for you to play this song the whole fucking time.
Yeah, my dad has told me since I wrote the song that I should put it out.
It would be a mainstream song if he ever did it. It's so good. I'm not saying that because I'm his bandmate. It's something I would listen to.
For sure, but that's also where we go through, like, a lot of the times on the podcast, we talk about the journey of mental health, right? And, like, these emotions or not doing it or whatever it may be, right? And it's really hard because, like, sometimes there are societal norms that make us feel like shit about how we think or process something when realistically there are so many other people that go through the exact same thing, but they're not able to connect because like fucking Nate, we all just pack it away and we never fucking share it. So you gotta open that fucking box and you are going to attract the energy that loves that. And you know what? You may fucking cry when you play it or whatever it may be. And guess what's gonna fucking happen? It is going to blow up because people will see that it's genuine and it's real. The greatest thing about music is when we make an emotional attachment to something, you are holding back a beast, brother. I don't even need to fucking hear it. I know just from the way that you talk about it and the way that your bandmates talk about it that you need to fucking do this. So if anything comes from this fucking podcast at all, other than you being a fucking terrible Bears fan, it's that you need to play this fucking song, okay? And that is going to be my challenge to you. I love you, buddy. Obviously, it's going to be a fucking journey, but look at the room. Look at the room around you. Not just the two people next to you, not just the people in that house that support you. You got to look at the other people on the other side of this computer and in fucking internet world, right? There are so many of us that are out here that are asking for things like this. You guys are raw, talented musicians. Don't be fucking afraid to share that stuff. The greatest advice I ever got was success is failure without fear. Fuck up. You're gonna fuck up. You are always gonna fuck up. If you learn from it, you will get better. And now I'm gonna shut the fuck up because I've been talking too much. But this is what I'm about. This is the shit that I love because I am passionate about it. I love the fucking music. I love being able to talk to young bucks like you and be like, fuck yes, right? Because now we get to see you grow. And if there's anything we can do, and I know Jack is in there, Red Daisy Sporting Club, he has your back 1,000 fucking %, okay? And now you also have people and Shay and I in your corner. So was that a crotch shot?
That was
Listen.
a crotch shot.
I'll tell you something about these North Pickers. They're adults. They are adult men. Don't fuck with my North pickers. These kids are special, man. These kids are special. That's all I'm saying. If you want to talk about
Loving those shorts.
I swear to God, Jack stole his fucking shorts from Bob Weir. I saw your nutsack, bro. I fucking saw your nutsack, and it's okay. I was so excited to do it.
Well, I'm hoping. What's her name, Mona Weir? I'm hoping she's watching this because that's what I said before. That's all I'm saying. Respectfully, though.
But that's it, you guys. Like, I can't thank you enough for taking the time, for playing for us, for able to come in here and chat. I'm super stoked. First off, there's not a single fucking date in Colorado. And if you're playing Bluegrass, I know you got North Carolina, you got Kentucky, you got all this taken care of. You boys need to get your fucking ass out to Colorado.
It's Denver, baby.
One of the places that we want to go because I
Next
feel like
year,
it's such
man.
an awesome scene.
I'm gonna force them.
Well, you don't need to force shit. We are here to help you, buddy. We are here to help you. There are plenty of venues that can promote you, that can get you out. There is a huge bluegrass scene here in Colorado.
Yeah,
And that's why we ended up doing this, right?
It's actually
Like,
a little scary sometimes. If I'm going to be perfectly honest with you. In a good way. It's like, man, people love that shit out here. It's intense.
But I'm stoked to see where you guys go. It is the 65 North Pickers on Facebook, Instagram, TikTok, the fucking entire bevy of the world. What's the website?
65northpickers.org.
.org. All right, get your shit together. Nate, I swear to fucking God, if you don't play that song in the next 3 months, I'm gonna come to you. Okay, I'm gonna come and I'm gonna fucking find you.
Hey, yo.
That's what.
While I got you, I do have a question. When the Packers make it to the Super Bowl, which they won't, should we try to do a pre-party? They might be in their 40s by then. But I think if the Packers ever make it that far, my friend, we should obviously throw a festival for it.
Jack, you're from Baltimore, bro. Okay? Let's settle down. You stole your football team from another state, okay? And Nate back there, you guys picked the wrong fucking fight, okay, boys? You picked the wrong fight.
Why?
Nate back there, his fucking father hasn't seen a goddamn Super Bowl since I was born and I turned 40 this year. So shut the front door, okay? Let's not make this about football. Let's make this about Bluegrass. And the 65 North Pickers, are fucking legit. Go find them. Go push. Send them venues so that they can call and get it done. Go and pressure some bases to come and join their band. It's only up from here, boys. Please let us know if there's anything you ever need.
absolutely.
Thank you,
so
man.
Hey,
much.
and
Thank you.
real quick before we get off here, I just want to say one time, thank you guys so much.
Yeah.
Obviously, we were talking about earlier the exposure and how much that really helps us, but you guys giving us the opportunity to do this, it really means it more than you guys can know. It means so much to us, and the help we've gotten from Jack and Red Daisy Sporting Club, and the help we've gotten from Braden Area 33 Design.
There's a whole team.
There's a ton of guys
There's a
who
whole team of people who are helping.
really just have helped us so much, and you guys are on that list now.
We
And
love it.
Listen, bud, you guys fucking deserve it, okay? Don't doubt yourselves. Keep challenging yourself. Keep learning. Keep picking. Keep growing. Shay obviously has that Slipknot cover he wants to hear, so we'll get after
I
it, boys.
can hear in my head the harmony on when he says I push my fingers into my eyes. I can hear it. There was a shitty AI bluegrass band that was on Instagram for a while that had like a cover of that, and when I looked into it, I was like, okay, this is not a real thing. But now it whet my appetite, and I need somebody to do it. So it's just
No fucking pressure. Don't listen to
love
him.
that
We love you guys. We'll catch you on the other side. Have a blast at Lexington. These boys are gonna go check out Billy Strings.
Hey, Cody.
Enjoy, bud.
Before we break this, I want a family picture. So you're going to hold my torso, he's going to hold my legs.
Kick that other foot up, bud. Yeah, there we go.
Yeah.
Paint me like a French girl.
Come on,
Let's go. Here, I'll take a fucking screenshot of this shit.
Dude, Quentin can barely hold me up right now. You should hear his breath. Cody, I fucking love you. Oh, fellas. Easy, peasy.
All right, boys. Thanks a lot.